Hi. If you're looking for a spoiler-free review on Full Moon by Jim Butcher, you are in the right place. This is book number 2 of the Dresden Files. It, of course, follows book number 1, which is Stormfront. This is an incredible series. If you enjoy urban fantasy, this is definitely a book that you are going to enjoy. I read this first one about 3 years ago. I liked it, and I liked it enough to continue on with Full Moon about a year later. Well, now it's 2 years since I read this one, and I thought, you know what, if I'm going to go for real on my Harry Dresden journey, I need to start from book 1. So I reread Stormfront. Both times I read it, I gave it 5 stars. I loved it. It's such a fun little urban fantasy, and I think that you're going to enjoy it too. And then I started my reread of Full Moon, which I enjoyed just as much the second read through as I did the first time. I love Harry Dresden. I love these books. I think that these are just fun little mysteries. And honestly, I have nothing but good things to say about Harry Dresden. So here's what I did. I have only read the first 2 of the 17 that are out so far. That's not even including some of the novellas and the short stories that he's published. These are simply just the novels. There are currently 17. Book number 18 comes out January 2026. It is called 12 Months. As of yet, I don't see a cover reveal, but I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be stunning. In the event you don't know anything about the Dresden Files, let me give you just a very short synopsis of Full Moon. So it, of course, follows our professional wizard, Harry Dresden. He operates out of Chicago. You know what? Business sucks. This has been a theme since book 1. Harry is kind of struggling for money. He doesn't get a ton of business. A lot of people don't take his wizardry very seriously. But the good news is he is on retainer with Chicago PD. So when something strange occurs that cannot be explained by ordinary human stuff, his friend, Lieutenant Karen Murphy, from Special Investigations, contacts Harry and says, hey, I need your help on an investigation because this stuff's weird. This doesn't make sense. This could not have been committed by a human. So help me out, Harry. So our friend Harry gets a call from his friend, Karen Murphy, and he has to go investigate a really gruesome murder that happened to have occurred during the full moon. There are some strange, really large paw prints in the earth around the body, and now Harry is responsible for helping Karen solve this mystery. That's all you need to know going into this book. It's wonderful. It is jam-packed full of action. It was so fun. Never a single time did I find the story lull. Never did I once say, Jim Butcher, can we move the story along because I'm getting really bored? I was not bored. Not for a second. Not a single page, not a single paragraph. I loved the entire journey from beginning to end. It's a shorter novel. This is only 342 pages if you happen to have this copy of Full Moon. This is also really funny. I really enjoyed all the little small humorous moments that just make Harry so lovable. Harry is also a very human character. You ever come across those protagonists where you don't really back them because they just don't seem real to you for whatever reason? You think, okay, that's not realistic. That's not how a real human would respond. Harry's very human. He's not perfect, and I'll love him anyways. Here's the wild thing to me regarding Full Moon. There is a huge fandom surrounding Dresden Files. I actually had no idea. Part of the reason I resumed my journey in reading Dresden Files is because so many fans commented on a short that I uploaded, and they were so excited that somebody was talking about Harry Dresden. What's crazy, these books are a little bit older. Okay, so Stormfront came out in the year 2000. It is wild that this book is that old, 25 years old, and Jim is still writing these books. This one came out the following year, 2001, so it's older, but that shouldn't detract from the excitement and the enthusiasm that people have for these books because they're wonderful. Anyways, what I was trying to say is that what's crazy to me is that a lot of fans will say that Full Moon is the worst or the weakest, if you will, of the entire series. Now, that's not every fan, but I have seen that comment pop up a lot of times. I don't get it. I say this not knowing what the rest of the series looks like because I've only experienced these 2 and I love them. I love them both. So it is just wild to me when people say, oh yeah, that's the worst one. The first 2 were rough. The first 2 were scattered. I disagree as of right now. Once I make my way through the rest of the books, I'll let you know, but I don't think my opinion is going to change because I wildly enjoyed this story. This was so fun for me. I just looked at the Goodreads rating of Full Moon and I disagree with it, but you know what? It is what it is. It is sitting at a 3.98 star rating. Totally not fair. Okay, again, I say this not knowing what the rest of the series looks like, but from just simply an enjoyment standpoint, I enjoyed this like any other 5-star experience. I really love this, and I don't think that's going to change. Even if I read the rest of the books and I determine this one to be the weakest or my least favorite, I'm not going to go back and revise my rating because in this current time, while I was reading it, I really enjoyed it. And you know what? I read it twice, and each time I gave it a 5-star. So you know what? That is what it is. I'll keep you updated on my thoughts about the rest of the books as I make my way through the rest of the Dresden Files, but this one stands at a 5-star for me, and I'm not changing that. In the event that you are also looking forward to 12 Months coming out January 2026, if you need a recap of these stories, check out my channel. I will also post a link in the description box below in case you want to revisit the events that occur in Stormfront as well as Full Moon. I plan on doing those for all the books that I read, and that's partly for my brain because 17 books is a lot. I'm going to forget a lot, even though I just recently resumed my journey. It's only going to be 6 months since I read these books and before the next one comes out. You just never know. There's a lot of details that tend to get lost, and I think summary videos are great for that purpose. So if you find yourself in need of a recap video, check out my channel. I'll also post the link below in the description box, and I hope it's helpful to you. Before we get any further, don't forget to hit subscribe. I love this channel. I love talking books, and I love connecting with other readers. I would love to have you. I have a lot of really interesting books that I've read recently that I'm so eager to talk about. I've had some fun books, some really, really fun books that I encountered. Honestly, kind of unexpectedly. I had my reading planned out for the entire year. I did not follow that plan. My mood and other readers led me back to Harry Dresden, so here I am. These aren't exclusively the only books that I'll be reading the rest of the year, but these books are going to take up a large portion of 2025. I'm really excited, and I really hope I can get all the way to book 17 before 18 comes out. I got 6 months, I got some reading to do, but I think I could do it. I hope that you're excited. I hope you also love Harry Dresden. If you have read these books, or if you're thinking about reading these books, I hope you leave me a comment and let me know. What are your overall thoughts and opinions? Do you love these books as much as I do? If you've read all of them, please tell me what your favorite one is. I had so much fun. I think that the Dresden Files is the perfect introduction to fantasy. If readers are interested in fantasy, but they feel kind of intimidated by the world building, by the magic system, this is going to be absolutely perfect because it's not overwhelming, not in the slightest. I think it's just a really fun world where you're not thrown into really crazy concepts right off the bat, because I know that's where most fantasy books lose their readers, is within that first 20% where they're trying to acclimate to the world, and they just can't because there's too much going on, there's too much madness, it's too different from the reality that we currently live in. But these are nice because they're urban fantasy. It is set in Chicago, like real Chicago, and Harry does magic. So it's really, really quite a fun ride. I honestly, let me just tell you this. I've received a lot of comments, particularly on my book talk page, about the Dresden Files. I don't think I've received a single negative comment I had so many comments on this video because people love Harry Dresden. And once you read these books, you will find out why, because he is so lovable. I love all the characters. One complaint that I do see is that there is a large cast of characters. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think some people might feel overwhelmed by that, but for me, I don't feel overwhelmed at all. I think it's wonderful. I think that it just makes the journey even more fun when you have multiple people being introduced to the story, and there's just a lot going on. It's really fun. Enjoy the ride. If I have convinced you to read the Dresden Files, I hope you let me know in the comments. That would make my day. The year 2025 is halfway over. I hope you've read some good books, and I hope that you have some good books lined up for the very near future. My wish for every reader is to have a good reading year. Whether you read 2 books out of the entire year or 200. Oh, I wish I could read 200 books a year. That would be awesome. I usually average about 30, so I'm kind of on track for that. It is the end of June and I've read 13, so close enough. I hope I can make that up as the year goes on. What else to say about Full Moon? It's hard to stop. It's so hard to stop. I stayed up late a couple of nights because I just got absorbed in this, which is really funny. I didn't expect that because I've already read this, but there was a lot that I had forgotten in the 2 years since I read it the first time. Wow, there was a lot. So this is definitely worth a reread. Even if it's not your favorite of the Dresden Files, I think it's so fun. It's so fun. And there were some big twists in the end that I should have remembered and I didn't. That's so embarrassing. It was only 2 years, not like 2 decades. But anyways, personal problem, not a problem with the story. It's not like it's not memorable. And that's the thing, is it's me. I got distracted with other books. I don't know. That's a problem. Again, with me. Not Jim Butcher, not Harry Dresden, not Dresden Files. I just can't believe I shelved this journey for so long. As I'm coming back to it, I think, oh my gosh, why did I ever stop? This is so good. And actually, so good that as soon as I finished this bad boy, I picked up book number 3, which is Grave Peril. Okay, I've just started it. I'm like 2 chapters in, but so far, so good. Jim Butcher really does not disappoint. Another thing that I have to say about Jim Butcher, wow, the dude can really paint a picture. He paints such a beautiful picture in a way that allows me to visualize what's happening in this story perfectly, but without being overwhelmed by the little details that aren't relevant. We've all encountered those books where it's so descriptive that it bogs down the story and you're like, okay, I've had enough of reading about how the trees sway in the breeze and how the color of her eyes glimmer in the blah blah blah. Jim Butcher does this perfectly. When I read these books, I can visualize things perfectly and it requires no effort, but I also don't feel bogged down by, oh my gosh, okay, Jim Butcher, I'm tired of hearing about what this person looks like. Like, he gives you just enough to where you can picture it, but he doesn't bombard you with details. Anyways, so great. Thank you, Jim Butcher. Thank you. Anyways, I hope you have loved the Dresden Files as much as I have. If you have yet to begin your Dresden Files journey, you have time. You've got 6 months. Whether you need to start from the beginning or pick up where you left off, you have time to read the rest of the books before book number 18 comes out. So I wish you the best of luck. If you do not have time to reread the previous books, but you don't remember what happened in the story, go ahead and check out my channel. I have a ton of summary videos there, and I hope they're helpful to you. I've gone on for far too long. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your support. I hope you consider subscribing to my channel. I have a ton of really fun books that I'm very, very eager to discuss, and I hope you're reading something great. I hope to catch you in another video, and until next time, I will catch you on the flip side.